Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited about the video I have for you guys about the May Mindset Challenge. I actually created this challenge for I Love Sundays Club, which is a community for women who want to love Sundays because they're not scared of Mondays. So if you're battling burnout or you just, need some support, some coaching, some more additional self-care tips, wellness tips, go ahead and join the community. I'll leave the link down below in the description. But I wanted to share it on my channel because I believe that these mindset tips, these challenges that I've put together will benefit everyone. And so I really hope that you find them useful. I didn't create it in a calendar form because I think it's really, really important that you do things at your own pace and you figure out what rhythm is good for you, what works well for you, when you're motivated to do what. So I kind of just did it in like a to-do list format, and you'll see that right here. And so basically you can kind of go in any order you want. The only two that are in a specific order are the top and the bottom, which the top one is set a goal for the month, and then the last one is accomplished the goal. So basically anything in between is going to help your mindset in order to accomplish that goal. And now your goal could be anything. It could be something really, really small. Maybe it's consistency with your workouts, or it could be something a little bit more intense, like launch a project I've been sitting on for a while. So it could really be anything, really, guys. Like, you don't have to make this like a big lofty goal. The point here is that we're gonna work on the mindset throughout the month, and I'm gonna have these challenges for you to help you build up your mindset so that by the end of the month, you've actually motivated yourself to work through that goal. Okay, so the next one on the list is social distance yourself from negative thoughts. So if you're watching this video in 2020, we're all practicing social distancing right now. And so I think that's a great concept to introduce to mindset and to negative thinking, because a lot of times we kind of are comfortable sitting in our negativity. It kind of feels good. It's almost comforting, even though it's negative. It feels good to us. We're like, yeah, I want to like sit in this victim mentality. I want to feel like, woe is me, everything is really bad right now. And we can get really comfortable stirring in negativity. So I want to encourage you on any given day, or maybe this is just something that you check yourself on throughout the month, social distance from negative thoughts. When you feel a negative thought come up, when you recognize that, you're sitting in negativity, find a way to get out of that. Maybe it's just changing locations in your house. Maybe it's going outside for a walk. It could be anything really simple to shift and shake things up and get out of that negativity. The next example is to consider your biggest obstacles. So at this point you have set a goal, any goal, and now I want you to consider what your biggest obstacle is. Be honest with yourself, write it somewhere, say it to yourself out loud. And I want you to consider why this is your biggest obstacle, and then find a solution for this obstacle, because it's something is going to show up. So for example, if working out 3 times a week is your goal, but your obstacle is finding the time during the day to make that workout actually happen, maybe that's the situation you're dealing with right now. So how can you actually make time for a workout during the day? What time is peak time for you to squeeze in that you time? Look at your schedule. Think about your schedule. Think about, what time are the kids going to be awake? What time do the kids go to sleep? Things like that will help you uncover, okay, this is the peak time where I can get a workout in 3 times a week around this time. So consider your biggest obstacle. The next one is to clock 30 mindful minutes. And this could really be, maybe it's one sit down session of 30 mindful minutes, or maybe it's just a few minutes each day, maybe 5 minutes each day of meditation. And It will help you so much to really practice meditation and practice mindfulness. So I want to encourage you to give yourself that stillness, because it's in that stillness that you're going to build your endurance. You're going to build your ability to take action on certain things. You're going to build your perseverance to push through whatever obstacles are in your way. And you're also gonna allow yourself to get back to your center and to refocus and to feel at ease when you are meditating. So I really want to encourage you to make use of meditation throughout the entire month. It's something that's really going to help your mindset. So this one is clock 30 mindful minutes. You'll see later on in the list there's one for clocking 60 mindful minutes. And so it's just to get you in the habit of, continuously practicing meditation. The next one is to start a daily gratitude practice. Honestly, the single most important thing that you can do for your mindset to get your mind right is to start a gratitude practice. I swear it is life-changing. I think at first it feels really you feel kind of different doing it. It feels a little vulnerable. It might even feel uncomfortable if it's something you're not used to, but it is so pivotal to you changing your mindset to practice gratitude, because what it does is it gets you in the habit every single day. You are thinking about what has been good in the past day. And it can be little things. Sometimes my gratitude journal is like the vegan chocolate chip cookies at Whole Foods that I ate today. Like, it could be something so simple like that, or it could be like a little bit deeper, like this really meaningful conversation I had with my boyfriend today. I'm really grateful for that. And so it doesn't have to be a whole list of really deep things that happened in the last 24 hours. It could be the really small things, a combination of the two, but just start a daily practice of gratitude. It is going to help you shift your mindset into positivity, and you're going to start thinking about all the good things that you have in life, all of the positives, and that will help you to social distance from the negative thoughts. Okay, so breath work is something that I've been researching a lot recently, and I just really believe in the power of breath work. And there are so many ways that you can practice breath work, and I'm by no means a breath work expert, so I will refer you to other experts in breath work. But there is one breath work practice that I really enjoy, and it's the 4-7-8 breath. And so anytime you're feeling a little bit anxious or stressed out, or you're just feeling kind of stuck, try the 4-7-8 breath. So basically it's you're inhaling for 4 counts, you're holding for 7, and then you're exhaling for a count of 8. And so this will help you if you do this several times. It'll really help you find some calm, find some ease. It's one of the breathwork practices that I always go back to. So I think it's something that's really going to help you with your mindset throughout the month. If you ever feel yourself in a funk, lean on that breathwork exercise. The next one is to exercise the power of choice. Guys, the one thing that you need to understand about mindset is that it's a choice. You can choose how you're going to respond to things. You can choose how you're going to use your time. You can choose whether you allow yourself to sit in a negative mindset or to think about the positive. You can choose whether you're going to throw on your leggings and sports bra and work out, or whether you're going to stay in sweats and skip out on a workout day you scheduled for yourself. You have the choice. You have the choice to go in the kitchen and just eat all of your snacks all day, or you have the choice to go in the kitchen and prepare a healthy meal. That is your choice, your decision. And so the power of choice, it really is a power. We have that power. And so I want you to, at some point in this month, exercise the power of choice, and do it when you feel like you're conflicted about making a choice. Do it when you feel like you want to go for the easier choice and you know that it's the easier choice. Make the difficult decision, the decision that you know is better for you. So really practice the power of choice, and you're going to see how this starts to bleed into all areas of your life, and you're going to start feeling so much better about making positive decisions, because you're gonna realize I'm in control. And when you realize that you're in control, you feel super empowered when you realize that you can control your choice. There are a lot of external factors in our lives that we can't control, but how we choose to do things, how we choose to respond to things, that's within our control. And so once you realize that, you feel so empowered and your mindset really starts shifting. Okay, next on the list is to make a jar of joy. I actually made a video about this about 2 years ago now, almost. And so I will link it in the description down below. You can watch the video all about how I made a jar of joy. You can really make a jar of joy with any, supplies that you have at hand at home. But it is really just a beautiful thing to have in your home that everyone can really benefit from. And basically, you're just gonna write down affirmations, positive motivational quotes, anything that you really like that's inspirational, and you can put them on little pieces of paper in a jar, whatever you have at hand, and you can pick one piece of paper out of the jar whenever you feel like you need a little bit of motivation. And so can everyone else in the house. And so it's this little thing that you can lean on to bring some positivity to your day whenever you feel that you need it most. Okay, the next one is to write your purpose statement. So it's really important for you to figure out your why, to figure out what your purpose is, and only you can really do that on your own by dedicating time to figuring out what your why is. And so do some work throughout this month to figure out what your why is, what your purpose is, what you feel like your bigger purpose in this world is. And I want to remind you that your career or your specific job is not necessarily your purpose. It could be more so what you are doing with that job than that actual job. So I want you to think about that, because I know a lot of people are struggling right now. Maybe some of you guys have lost your jobs, and that is really difficult. It is really painful. I've been there, so I personally understand what that situation is like, how that feels. But I want you to think about what brought you joy in your job, what brings you joy to do every day, what you want to do more of, and start uncovering your why. And your why is always going to be something it's intrinsic. It's not something anyone else can give you. It's something that you want to give to yourself because you feel like that is your meaning, that's your purpose in life. And so losing a job, they can't take your why away from you. And so I want you to think about your why and then write your purpose statement out so that you can have something to go back to and look at anytime you're feeling like you're struggling, anytime you're doubting yourself. Look at that purpose statement, the statement of purpose you have for your life, and think about how good it would feel for this to be a reality. And make sure you write it in present tense, as if it already exists, and go back to it anytime you need that reminder of what your purpose is, what your bigger goal is in life. And that'll really help you get through some of the tougher moments. Journal about a positive memory is the next one on the list, and I love journaling, but I think this one is extremely powerful because I think sometimes we think about the really, good moments in life, but we think about them almost on like a superficial level, like, oh, that trip was so great. And that's kind of where it stops. That's where like the thinking about it stops. And so I want you to journal about a positive memory that you have and go into detail about it, as much detail as you can possibly remember. And if you're having trouble remembering certain details, take your time. Really like visualize where you were in the moment, what it smelled like, what was around you, what you saw, what it felt like, how you felt inside, like how much joy it brought you, who you were with. Like really journal deeply about that positive memory. And what this does is, one, it helps you uncover the things that are really meaningful to you, because a positive memory that you hold really dear and that you can recall a lot of details about, you'll be able to realize like, okay, this is what is really most meaningful to me. This is what brings me the most joy. And it'll help you prioritize yourself better. When you think about the things that bring you the most joy, you want to put that into your schedule, into your life more often. Okay, so the next one is to go out of your comfort zone. You are never going to be able to really strengthen your mindset if you're not willing to take a risk or do something that's outside of your comfort zone, because it actually takes you talking yourself, into this, uncomfortable or risky thing. And once you do it, you start to learn how capable you are of pushing further, of gaining more. So I want to encourage you to go outside of your comfort zone at some point in the month, and it doesn't have to be a major, thing. Just do something that's unusual for you, and you'll see how you are going to start talking to yourself differently once you start accomplishing things that are outside of your comfort zone. It's going to feel so great, and your mindset is really going to shift for the better. Okay, so the next one is to rewrite your limiting beliefs. So we have a lot of limiting beliefs about ourselves, and they're the things that hold us back from accomplishing anything we want to accomplish. We can accomplish anything we set our minds to, but those limiting beliefs, often we let them take hold, and we let those control the narrative of our life. So I want you to rewrite those limiting beliefs. Take a limiting belief that you have of yourself, write it down, and then right next to it, write down the opposite, the positive, the going out of your comfort zone version of that limiting belief, the accomplished version of that limiting belief. So let's say the limiting belief is, I'm not a good runner and I'm never going to be a good runner. Running is not my thing. I'll never be good at it. Okay, that's a limiting belief. It's a choice you have to believe that you're not a good runner, therefore you'll never be a good runner, and it's just something that you can't accomplish, which is untrue. You can, if you set your mind to it, become a runner. And so I want you to write the limiting belief. So in this case, it would be, I'll never be a good runner. I'm not into running. I'll never be a good runner. Running is just not my thing. And then next to it, rewrite that limiting belief. So write, I can actually run a mile and maybe even push it to 1.5 miles. I actually really love what the fresh air feels like when I'm out running. It's freeing. Rewrite that limiting belief to be something where you're accomplishing it, you're pushing past it. When you look at the two, you'll see the limiting belief you have, and you'll see a new perspective, a perspective of accomplishment, achievement, a perspective of pushing out of comfort zones. And once you see that that is something that could be your perspective, that you could choose to make your perspective, then you may be able to push yourself past that limiting belief to make that new reality true. Okay, the other is to eliminate added sugar. Now, this might seem odd from all of the other mindset challenges here, but nutrition actually has so much to do with our mindset, how we feel, our mood, our behavior, our attitude. So I really have noticed in my own life that when I am eating a lot of sugary foods, I am in a very bad mood often. And I don't know why. I honestly have not dug into the research. I've briefly researched it, but I haven't dug deep into the research of why that's the case. But sugar can have an impact on your mood, and it can have an impact on your energy levels. So eliminate added sugar. Start small. Start once a week. You're gonna say no sweets today. And then see how you can build that. And really what you're doing is you're helping your body on a nutritional level to have energy and a positive mindset, because our nutrition controls everything, and it's not just meditating or working out or journaling that's going to help you, switch your mindset. A lot of times our nutrition has to do with everything. If we feel sluggish, if we don't have energy, if we feel like lethargic, we're not going to be like super productive and excited about, things that we can accomplish, and we're not going to, be overwhelmed with this positive mindset. Everything goes hand in hand. So that's one small little nutritional thing you can do. Eliminate added sugar, and you can replace this with like, a sugar-free protein shake, or have fruit, which is natural sugar. So there are ways around this. But anything that's like really processed and like dessert or pastry, that's what would be like added sugar. So try to eliminate that if you can. And this pretty much brings us to the end. So hopefully, as you're working through these different challenges, you are building your mindset, building up your mindset, and you're shifting into a more positive space, and you're more motivated than before to work toward that goal that you set for yourself at the beginning of the month. So hopefully by the end of May, you've taken some actions toward that goal and you've maybe accomplished it, and that is great. Now, if you didn't accomplish it, but you made any step toward it, that's a win too. And you can check that box off as well. Because at the end of the day, something that I really want you guys to remember is that any step toward the goal is a win. Any step forward is a win. It's a step closer to the goal. And so a lot of times we allow ourselves to just get down on ourselves because we didn't hit, the goal in the time frame that we wanted to hit it. So we wash our hands of it. We're like, forget it, whatever, not gonna do it. It wasn't meant to happen. No, if you took any step toward it, you're already one step closer and you can make it happen. And maybe the goal won't be accomplished at the end of May, but maybe it will at the end of June or by the end of the summer. Who knows? Whatever your goal might be, you'll get to it. But once you start really working on your mindset, that is going to help you push toward the goal. Because if your mindset isn't right, it's really hard to find the energy, find the motivation and the inspiration to take responsibility for the goal that you have for yourself and to actually make it happen. So it all starts with the mindset. So I really hope that this challenge serves you in some way in May. And you can come back to this video anytime you need like a little explanation about each one of these challenges and why they'll benefit you. You'll find the challenge on my Instagram and on the I Love Sundays Club Instagram. I'll link both down below as well. Okay, so now that explanations are out of the way, I just want to urge you to please leave me a comment on this video. Let me know how the challenge is going for you. Let me know if any part of the challenge feels really challenging. I want to know how I can help you. I'll be monitoring the comments and hopefully be able to help you if any obstacle kind of comes in the way of you completing the May Mindset Challenge. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my uploads. I upload every Sunday. So I'll see you back here next Sunday. I hope that you are up for the May Mindset Challenge. I hope that you crush whatever goal you set, and I'll see you back here next week. Bye, guys.